Grandpa from the other side. Welcome to a new video here. I'm going to try some new polish that I found. Well, in a way, I'm going to do one nail on each of my hands, on the accent nail, with that color fully, and then I'm going to use it on one of my other nails. Yes, I have these ones on, but I'm taking these ones off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two colors here, because I wanted some very chunky sparkles, so I thought I'd try these from BarryM polishes. These two here. And I'm going to have one of this and one of this. And then I'm going to add some other colors from other ones. The Sally Hansen green, just a little bit of it. And this will be the base color of a lot of my nails, except for the accent nail, which is typically my ring finger. So this is going to be the main. What I am doing today is I'm going to do kind of like a slight little thing in the middle, if I can do it with my short nails here, being a kind of like a gemified nail, like the inside of an amethyst kind of stone, those kinds, the geodes. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. You've seen me do this before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these in the geode a little bit with using my brush to move it. So I'm going to have to do the, you'll see how I do it in a minute if you haven't seen me do this before. And of course, if you haven't seen me do this before or seen any of my videos, please hit that subscribe button down below. Then you can become part of this magical family of sparkle craze. Because today we are doing some sparkle craze in a way. But I am going to use a main color. So these two colors. A little bit of green with these two sparkles. And then that nude kind of pink color as the main color of most of my nails. So let's get to it and have some sparkle fun and try out these new polishes here. Yep, trying out this brand. Here we go, putting on this first sparkle, trying out this very, very purple sparkle of them all. I already have the base coat on. Yes, I do. And as we can see, it's kind of see-through-ish. It's kind of almost a topper. This one would change the color of the polish, I can see, but because it's pretty thick in the sparkle and color-wise, but it is kind of a topper. Now we're going into the red one here from the same exact brand. Let's see how that one looks. I'm seeing here this one is a little thinner, so it's even better as a top coat than, or I mean a topper on top of a polish. And the other one, this one definitely would show the color through. So here we go. Of course, I'm going to try it with another topper, another layer of this polish just to see. And as you can see, this one you can more so than the other one, put it by itself more so and all that. But there's ways to make it work probably. And then as you can see, this one will need some more finessing, some more coats and such. I can tell that it will need it, as this one is much smaller in sparkle than this one. This one almost is not a topper of sparkle, but then it is at the same time. But if you use this many coats, maybe not. You know, with some sparkles, if you put the same color underneath, you could do that. There we go. As I've just done my accent nails here on both my hands, as you can see, this is more, these polishes are kind of made to go on top of a polish, I noticed, except that this purple one there's more to it, so it's kind of a topper-ish kind of polish, because I put like 3 coats, or was this 4? I can't remember. I think it was 3 or 4 coats I put it on here, and I've put an extra one on here, and it still needs a little bit. I bet you can, I might have to dab onto this one if I want to make it nice thick, but that's kind of nice to have, so I don't know. I might do that to the rest of my nails and dab it on a little bit. So we'll see how that goes, but that's how it looks like, just with by itself with a few coats. This one's more opaque, this one's not as opaque, so these are definitely made to go on top of a polish, that is for sure. But it's a nice chunky polish, so I might do some dabby dab, get one of my little makeup sponges and dab it on, and then that will make it a lot better. I do gotta say, it seems to dry pretty nicely, even with a few coats, and it has that nice kind of chunky sparkle that's sometimes nice to have on a full nail. So there we go with that, and I will get to doing the rest of my nails. Let me now get ready with this next polish I'm going to use on all my other nails before I do the geode kind of design that I'm going to do with those sparkles that I just tried by themselves on a nail on each hand as my accent nail. So yeah, I'm using this kind of pink nude color as the background, as you can see here. in all its glory. And yes, a little bit got on my skin. Whoops, it happens. So to make sure it's nice and, well, I'm going to put 2 coats of this. This is the second coat of this polish, or you can see the lines, because a lot of sometimes polish is liney until you put a second coat of it. And then here are all the ones I'm going to use to do that geode kind of thing. These colors here, 2 colors that are kind of similar. And first I'm going to dab on some of this red onto that accent nail that I have of the red sparkle, because this can kind of help, because it can bring the sparkle up to the top of the sponge and take down the clear part, so then you can have a more opaque, for the most part, sparkle, because it brings more of the top. This is what Simply Nailogical does with sparkly polishes, that like this. So this is what I am doing here with this bad boy, and that looks pretty nice. Now I'm putting on my mat here, getting ready to do the geode thing, where I like to put the colors through each one so they kind of have snaking into each other. So it's just a little bit here, a little bit there, as like a nice geode, like an amethyst stone, like I said. And here we go, putting it on here. Though I can see it, because the colors are so close together to each other, especially because they're both thick sparkles, both kind of have the same consistency, and one's not just like a pure brighter color and darker color. It's kind of blending for the most part. There's maybe little spots that show it slightly differently, less of one color. So I'll probably do it differently on my other hand and just use the sparkle. But now when I'm going to use the other sparkle all the way around with just the red sparkle, because the purple's kind of covering this one up. So that's what we're going to do. But for now, as you can see, this is how I'm going to use the green, like they did in the one I found on Instagram. So what I'm doing here is I'm just outlining it with the bright forest green here. I thought that would be a nice little touch, just to give it that little, so it's like that vein of a stone in its way. But that looks pretty nice. So of course I'm going to use this top coat. This is my gel-like top coat that I always like to use if I want to make sure I don't smudge the polish, at least too much. It does happen here and there, but I usually don't for the most part like that. And here we go, putting it on with my other hand. And this one I use the red sparkle as the more dominant color, so I didn't use the purple one because of the way it mixed the other hand. So this is just me using that in middle of a line of color like I did on the one differently. So then I'm using this because I thought this would be a good one, even though I don't really care if it smudged the sparkle, even if I don't know if it can. But because it's thick like a gel, there we go. But there we go, showing them off. Well, there we go. Here is my nails all finished, top coated with my gel-like top coat. This is the best one for it not to smudge too much. I did have to fix this one with a little bit of the color on top because it did smudge the green a little bit, but for the majority, it did not. So with this polish, as I said before, this polish here and this one, they are just chunky polishes that you can put on top of a color, but this one is thicker than this one, so they're kind of like toppers. And if they aren't thick enough, you can kind of go tap, tap, tap with a little makeup sponge like you saw me use with the red, and it helps for the most part. I might need to do a little bit of pass on that, but that went pretty nicely. I was kind of wanting some chunky sparkle like this anyway, so that helps out. Instead of getting a little jar that you have to put in and it makes more of a mess, this was in the base coat, or in the clear coat I should say, already. So that kind of helps out. So with no further ado, I think this came out pretty nice. Because I mostly use these darker colors, it didn't really look like a gem fully, but I did do the technique that I saw on Instagram of a video doing it in the middle, but it looked more like a gem because I think they use like a light color and dark, because I used colors that were kind of similar in color scheme in a way. It kind of just made the one color become it with maybe hints of others, but that's okay. I think it looks pretty cool anyway. So there they are with my short mani for you, short but somewhat long, and all that awesomeness. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed these nails. I had fun making them. They look interesting and different than I typically might do sometimes, but why not change it up and have some fun? So on the note, on the flippity side, till next time, and of course, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a huge thumbs up, as big as you possibly can, and any comments down below, I'd appreciate. Love to hear your comments. It's always nice to know any like feedback or any just woohoo in general, because that's great too. And of course, if you are new here and you already hit that subscribe button, maybe you'd like to hit that bell so you know when the video comes, as I do at least a video once a week. So on that note, till next time, sparkle, sparkle,